a lonely highway at night. A Volkswagen packed with records, a guitar, and a dream. Days later, the car is found abandoned on a New Mexico ranch, the owner nowhere to be seen. His most famous album is titled UFO, with lyrics about desert roads and being taken away. Did art echo fate? Or did a simple trip go fatally wrong? Jim Sullivan was 35, a gifted singer-songwriter from Los Angeles, with a devoted circle of friends and a small but passionate fan base. He had played the troubadour, cut striking songs with orchestral arrangements, and seemed on the verge of something bigger. Money was tight, the industry was fickle, and Nashville looked like a fresh start. In March of 1975, he told his family he would drive east, make contacts, and come back with momentum. His car carried his clothes, his guitar, and boxes of his vinyl. There was nothing in his plans that suggested a goodbye. What made Jim different, at least in hindsight, was the mood of his music. His album UFO sounded like a long night drive, full of open space and a restless pull. He sang about deserts, empty roads, and strange deliverance. No one thought it was prophecy. It was a vibe, a powerful one. The road to Nashville ran through New Mexico. Jim reached Santa Rosa and checked into a motel. Then, for reasons no one can confirm, he did not stay the night. He drove again, leaving the lights of town for rangeland and fences. The next fixed point in his story is a private ranch property where his VW was discovered. Inside the car were his wallet, his records, his clothes, and his guitar. The keys were in the vehicle. The scene looked like a pause, not an ending. Witnesses said a man who looked like Jim was seen walking away from the car. Deputies searched the property and the surrounding brush. Planes flew overhead. No footprints led to a body. No sign of a struggle appeared in or near the car. There were no calls to family, no credit card trail, no confirmed ride with a stranger. Jim seemed to have stepped from one reality into another, leaving behind an inventory that only deepened the mystery. The case resolved into competing possibilities. If he chose to disappear, he left behind cash, identification, and the guitar that fed his soul. That does not match the pattern of a planned walkaway. If he met with foul play, there should be some trace, a broken item, a witness, a rumor. None surfaced. If he wandered into the scrub and succumbed to heat or injury, searchers believed they would have found him, especially with aerial sweeps. They did not. Then there is the idea that refuses to die, that the album and the desert formed some eerie mirror. Listeners connect the dots, hear the lyrics, and feel a chill. It is likely coincidence, but it is a potent one. The people who loved Jim are the ones left holding the silence. A wife without answers. A son who grew up with a legend instead of a farewell. Friends who spin the record and try to hear what they missed. UFO was rediscovered by crate diggers years later, and new fans met the music alongside the mystery. They come for the strangeness and stay for the voice, a voice that sounds like someone talking to himself on a sleepless drive. Jim's absence became part of his art, the last unrecorded track that only plays in the mind. Maybe the truth is ordinary and cruel. A wrong step in the dark, a quiet crime, a body never found. Maybe the truth is stranger than that, the kind of thing stories are made of. What we know for certain is this. A musician went searching for a future, and all that returned was a car and a record that sounds like a map. If you hear UFO tonight, listen closely. You will hear the desert, the road, and a man who is still out there for anyone who presses play.